Good music for Lagos.
102.3 Max FM.
Quickly, let's. We can't run away from the Osinachi story. There's been build up and revelations coming out from what transpired with.
It's been a developing story.
Passing away, yeah. Recently, we got to discover that Osinachi's husband actually got married before. And he hid the marriage from the family. The family are now coming out to say they are surprised that they are just even learning that now. That he actually wedded a woman in church and did it the proper way, but he did away from them when he came for Osinachi's hand in marriage. And of course, this was upon the revelations of one of the sons who said he stumbled on a photo album in the father's wardrobe and saw pictures, and he said that was when he began to realize that the father was not doing things right. But he said he quickly hid the album away from prying eyes. And Debbie and I were having a conversation this morning. Debbie said, what is the possibility that the woman didn't discover that album, and that is why the man became so vicious and angry towards her and meted out those ill treatment that she got?
Mike, if there's any example of how not to behave in marriage, that man has won it for now.
Okay.
Yes, he's a bad example of marriage.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
so
before you proceed the Mombasa, now let's look at culture and what transpires with bride price.
Yeah.
When you bring a bride price to come and marry a woman, is that a passport to take the woman away without the family doing verifications? You know, I think in some cultures, the moment a man can bring the bride price and it's complete, the next thing is take your woman away. I think there should be scrutiny when you're coming for a daughter's hand in marriage. Family should be able to do background checks on whoever is coming, and they should be able to, because if they had done their findings and they were not carried away, I don't think they would have not have found out that this man was.
I don't think so as well. I also think even when your child has been married off, especially on the family of the bride, your daughter has been married off, it shouldn't end there. A lot of people just feel, oh yeah, she belongs to another man now, she's another man's property. We've seen a situation whereby there was a guy that his wife's brother, bought a car for the wife, and the husband says, you don't have my permission, how can you be buying a car for my wife? And it's his sister. So it's like, at what point should it be that the when you get married, your family just hands off of you, but and say you're not a married woman, so you no consign us again?
Mark, one way or another, I still blame it in families that refuse to do background checks.
Okay.
Yet dowry is an entitlement that you have seek this hand in marriage, and by extension, you are given the right to go and cohabit. But it's not a yardstick that you cannot go and do background check on who is getting married to your daughter or getting married to your son. The two families should be able to get along and know themselves very, very well. And that's what in the olden days, there's always this history background check of who is your father, who is your forefather. Let us look at the background you are coming, the family you are coming from. I think in the Bible, I'm not so conversant with the Bible, sorry for that, but in the Bible, I think there's a way stated that if you want to, that this particular family that you should not go and marry. I don't know who told who that. Apologies for that, but I think there's always need for you to go and know who your parents or your.
Even if you do, you know the story of the prodigal son. The guy, there are some people that are just the black sheep of the family. They come from illustrious family and all that stuff, but he just is built differently. My own take is, if as a family of the bride or family of the groom, you are marrying off your son or your daughter, don't stop and say yes, he's now a married man, he's a married. I'm not saying you should continually interfere in the marriage, but you should still be able to maintain that communication between the couple.
I think if there's even need for mentorship before marriage,
and it happens when the woman has kept it all to herself because, hey, my family, I don't want them to.
And finally, before we go on a break, I think the gospel industry should check themselves. I was having a discussion with Babs this morning. I said, look, this cancel culture that transpires when a sheep strays, in context. If Osinachi had come out to say she's no longer interested in that marriage, I don't think she would have gotten jobs again. People will not call her to minister.
Yeah, we'll talk about it the other time.
I think the cancel culture in the gospel industry should stop.
It's not
this
only
discrimination should stop.
If you
say you're a body of Christ and you cannot accept people's errors and call them into your fold and bring them into your fold and accept them as they are, then why are you?
I remember that there was a time that if you are divorced in a family, the family sees you as outcast.
Yeah.
Everything you do is like more or less like be you just come back from your husband's place, don't visit your husband's house. So those are the things that are the way. If you look at what Osinachi said to the producer was telling her that you have to end this marriage, and she said, "What will my pastor say? What will people say?"
Okay.
And so these are the little revelations we've had.
We'll go on a quick
music for Lagos.
102.3 Max FM.